as I said, this is a mix of my stuff and Whitney's. Up here, I got a lot of Disney movies. Well, not a lot. We just have some Disney movies. These are the Studio Ghibli movies, which I'm kind of a fan of. She really loves. Princess Mononoke is really a good one of those. Spirit Away also is a really good movie. I'm not huge on a lot of the rest of them, but those ones are ones I really enjoy. Dark Crystal. Got a couple of the Harry Potter movies. I think eventually we're probably going to trade these in when the Blu-ray comes out. I only have one of them on Blu-ray, so probably trade them in, just get the whole box set. I Am Legend on Blu-ray. I think it's like one of the first Blu-rays I bought. Indiana Jones. I have Last Crusade and Temple of Doom. And I really need to get Raiders. Not going to get Crystal Skull. I don't know. I've just been slacking on getting Raiders. I don't know why. Jurassic Park 3-movie set. This is a pretty nice little box set. It doesn't have a whole lot of bonus features, but it's got the gates on the front and all that stuff, so it's a pretty nice set. Got the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Coming down here, this is Whitney's, but it's really cool. It's 14 hours of martial arts films. I think she got it for $1. It's all just like public domain crap. I wish the horror movie collections like this were as cheap. Mortal Kombat. This is 1 and 2, but, you know, 1's the only good one. Sonic the Hedgehog, the complete series. I loved this show as a kid. This is the darker of the two. You know, in the 90s there were this one and there's the really cartoony one. And I watched both. Honestly, this one was harder to find. It kind of moved around the Saturday morning schedule, and sometimes I slept too late for it. But this is the whole series. Really, really nice to have it all on one DVD set. Sucker Punch on Blu-ray. Really liked Sucker Punch. Mario Brothers movie? Okay. That's an interesting choice out here. Trainspotting. Whitney's a huge Xena fan. And Flux, the series and the movie. It's the Aliens. First 3 movies. I don't understand why there's so many collections of Aliens that are the first 3, and Resurrection gets left out. I don't understand why that choice is made. I don't know if it's a rights things or what. This is Cinderella. This is a Korean horror movie. I really feel like it would make a good American remake. Mostly just because I'd like to see it in English. But it's a really interesting movie. It's kind of about plastic surgery and vanity, and it has a very J-horror feel to it despite being Korean. I'd recommend checking this one out if you don't mind subtitles. I would recommend trying that one out. Heroes, the complete first season. Whitney got that for free because some guy didn't want it, I guess? I don't know. Interview with the Vampire, that's Whitney's. Lost Boys, very fun vampire movie. Don't ask me why we have the Omen remake and not the original. I don't know. The Orphanage and Pan's Labyrinth. Guillermo del Toro, I know, just produced The Orphanage, but both these movies are fantastic. Speaking of which, you know, if you could stand subtitles, these two, if you haven't seen them, you need to watch these movies. These are incredible films. Pet Sematary, one of my favorite movies of all time to quote. Resident Evil, first 3. The first Saw. Silent Hill. I have never been able to sit all the way through Silent Hill. It's not that it doesn't interest me at all. It's not that I never really played the games, and for some reason the movie puts me to sleep, which I don't understand. No matter how much I want to watch it, it'll put me to sleep. This is Snow White with Sigourney Weaver. I didn't actually watch it. Whitney watched it. We bought it on a whim at FYE used, but I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Star Trek. Got my full set of Star Wars movies now that the Blu-rays are out. Glad I have them on DVD just because they won't ever come out like this again, I'm sure. The original trilogy all have the original version, or the Laserdisc version, which is the closest to theatrical I think that still remains. So it's kind of cool to be able to go back and watch the original. The original trilogy is where it's at. Come on. I mean, the third one wasn't too bad. The first 2 I really not huge fans of, but the original ones, can't beat it. Addams Family 1 and 2, Ace Ventura 1 and 2, Back to the Future. I really like this version of it because it contains the footage from Back to the Future, the ride. I went to Universal Studios a lot as a kid, and I loved the Back to the Future ride. Sadly, it is gone now. It's fantastic to have the footage from it, at least. I wish there was somewhere on the King Kong movies where they did that with that, the ride they used to have there, but I know it's harder to do since it was an actual ride, not a show. Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure. I'm a metal fan. I gotta have that one in there. Borat. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Yeah, I gotta have some love for Good Burger. I don't care what people say about it. I freaking love Good Burger. Kung Fu Hustle, Robin Hood, School of Rock. Let's see, South Park, Spinal Tap, another great heavy metal, funny movie. Superbad, Wayne's World. I think that's it for this shelf of stuff I care about. Benjamin Button. Okay, so in the office here we have my DVD collection instead of the mixed mess that's out there. So we're going to start at the bottom and then work our way up to the awesome stuff. Down here I have my heavy metal DVDs. I have a Monomarth, Wrath of the Norsemen, which is like 5 different concerts. Freaking awesome melodic death metal band. Anthrax, Arch Enemy, Blind Guardian, Imaginations Through the Looking Glass, which is probably one of my all-time favorite concert DVDs. Children of Bodom, Dime Vision, which is Dimebag Darrell from Pantera. Gigantor 2, which technically I am somewhere in this DVD. One of the songs, most of it was filmed in South Florida, but one of the songs supposedly was filmed in Orlando, and I'm somewhere in that crowd. Here's Gwar, Phallus in Wonderland. Gwar is really messed up. If you like really crappy horror movies and like kind of punkish heavy metal, Gwar is entertaining. They spray blood on you at their concerts and all kinds of random stuff. This is really like a musical thing of their America Must Be Destroyed album. And it's just interesting. I just saw online that they're going to be on like Jimmy Fallon on the 27th. So if you've never heard of them and want to check out some weird crap, it's got to be heavily censored for TV, I'm sure. But it's interesting. Heaven and Hell, with Ronnie James Dio. Freaking love Dio. This is heavy metal. It's a documentary, just a generalized documentary. I got my bajillion Iron Maiden DVDs. I got the early years, Life After Death, Raising Hell, Rockin' Rio, and Death on the Road. Judas Priest, Live Vengeance, 82. Killswitch Engage, Manowar, which is a huge concert from them in Germany. Megadeth, That One Night from Buenos Aires. Metal A Headbanger's Journey is a must-watch for all heavy metal fans. It's a guy who just takes a journey to look at the roots of heavy metal and the influence and the different genres, and it's really awesome. Metallica, Some Kind of Monster. Whatever. I don't know why I still have that. Come over here, we got Overkill, live at Wacken Open Air. Overkill is an awesome band. Pantera, 3 Vulgar Videos. Primal Fear, The History of Fear, which I think has a couple concerts on it. Primal Fear is not that big of a band, not that popular, but I really like them. Rainbow, which more Ronnie James Dio stuff, which is awesome. This is Slayer, Still Raining. It's like, I think it was a celebration of Rain and Blood. I think it was an anniversary special. Really awesome DVD. Turasauce, I love Turasauce. This isn't a music video, but it's Metalocalypse Season 1. Airheads. Another heavy metal movie with Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler. Kind of a random mix there. Also has Lemmy in it, which is just awesome. Lemmy from Motorhead. Here's South Park. Whitney's brother gave us most of these, and we picked up a couple more. But now it's free online. It's on Netflix. Not really too much reason to have these anymore, honestly. Come up here, we have my Robot Combat DVDs. These are the Metal Munching Maniacs. These are really cool. There's a guy who was a fan, he competed, and he did video work, and he started filming the events and selling DVDs. They actually made it into like FYEs and stuff. I know they didn't sell well, but I picked up 2 of the 3. And then right here is my own robot team. My friend's dad put this together. This is from the second event we went to in San Francisco. That's the robot we had. I still have to make, I have footage from at least the season after that, if not 2 more. So I really need to make my own DVDs out of that. This is kind of what got me into the whole clay sculpting thing I've been doing recently. Sculpting movie monsters. It's a pretty nice tutorial DVD. It's kind of hard to do a tutorial on sculpting. It's more or less sculpt it. But it kind of, you know, good to watch to see other people's technique. Predator, 1, 2, AVP, AVP-R. These 2 were dirt cheap, or else I wouldn't own them. And then the Blu-ray of Predators, which I really did enjoy. My Ninja Turtles, 1, 2, and the animated movie. I do not own 3. I do not want to own 3. Terminator 2, which is my favorite, all-time favorite movie. Terminator 3. I didn't really like 3 all that much, and I hated 4. 300's always fun to watch and quote. And then Transformers. This is kind of a neat DVD. I mean, the movie, say what you will about it, but the DVD's cool. You take it. Try to do this one-handed. But the DVD holder is actually Optimus Prime. So I don't know why you'd ever do this, but you could turn the DVD case into Optimus Prime and stand him up there. He's got the DVDs on the back. Coming up, we have my Godzilla collection, which is pretty extensive and yet still lacking. There's a couple holes. So far, out of the stuff I can buy, out of classic things, I think I'm only missing Son of Godzilla. There's a couple of the newer movies I'm missing, but I'm pretty complete on what's available on DVD. Here is Gojira. This is the Century Media version of the original, Japanese subtitled, and the American dub, which are completely different movies. For the I mean, say a lot of the same footage, but very different movies. It's a nice set. Supposedly Criterion is doing their own version next year, so I might have to upgrade. But it's a really nice set for how it is. This is a nice big box. Yeah, it's in. It kind of looks like a book. And that was only for the first movie. The rest they did these kind of thin little cases here. This is the second one, Godzilla Raids Again. King Kong versus Godzilla. I keep with Godzilla stuff instead of King Kong. I'd love to see Universal put out a good new version of this. A nice DVD. I want some bonus features. I want some insight into the whole thing. Mothra versus Godzilla. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, which is one of my all-time favorites just because I saw it over and over as a kid. My parents taped it for me off TV. I'm going to do a top 10 Godzilla movie thing sometime soon. Maybe it'll be my next video. Invasion of the Astro Monsters, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, Destroy All Monsters, which was cool seeing that they brought in a ton of their monsters all into one movie. All Monsters Attack, which is awful. Godzilla vs. Hedorah, Godzilla vs. Gigan, and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. These two were the first 2 I owned as a kid, I think, and I had them in a double VHS set. Actually, I think they're some of the last DVDs I bought, ironically. Terror of Mechagodzilla. And then I have my 2 bootlegs. Back here, like I said, I'm missing Son of Godzilla, which is out, and Godzilla vs. Megalon, which I think is coming out sometime soon, so I need to get my hands on that. These are my 2 bootlegs, not available in Region 1. Return of Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Biollante. This is 2-pack Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla vs. Mothra 2. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Destroya. Godzilla 2000, which is the only real Japanese Godzilla movie I've ever gotten to see in theaters. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, which is spectacular. Final Wars, one of my ultimate favorites. And this is Rodan. It's not a Godzilla movie, but Rodan appeared in a lot of Godzilla films. Over here we have King Kong, Son of Kong, King Kong Escapes, which Godzilla vs. King Kong fits right in between these two, but like I said, I'm keeping it with Godzilla. King Kong from the 70s, King Kong Lives, and Peter Jackson's King Kong. New Geek on the Vlogs movie, the right one. And then we're into superhero territory. I have the 90s Batman films 4-pack. And then Marvel. I collect mostly Marvel movies. I'm going to start getting the Avengers one. I'm going to start trading them back when I have the chance and get them on Blu-ray. So here's the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man. I already have Iron Man 2 on Blu-ray because it was cheap. Punisher, the X-Men cartoon, Series 1, and the X-Men trilogy. I need to get First Class too. That was an awesome, awesome movie. Alright, now we're into the main event, the horror movies. This is a thing I got with a calendar that is a bunch of public domain horror films. Got The Brain That Wouldn't Die, Night of the Living Dead, Teenage Zombies, Dementia 13, House on Haunted Hill, The Terror, The Devil Bat, Nosferatu, Phantom of the Opera, Frankenstein's Daughter, Revolt of the Zombies, and White Zombie. For actual movies, I got Behind the Mask, Rise of Lizzie Vernon, Black Sheep, which is about like killer sheep. I think there's were sheep in it. It's ridiculous. Child's Play and the Howling 2-pack, and the rest of the Chucky movies in this pretty cool little DVD set. It's got the pop-out thing on the front with Chucky and all these weapons. Creepshow, Night of the Living Dead. These are all alphabetical, but I started here. I just put them under D for Dead. So Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead Remake, and Land of the Dead, and Return of the Living Dead. Here you got the Dracula Legacy Collection, which has a lot of the sequels and bonus features. Pretty nice. It's Dracula's Daughter, Son of Dracula. I forget what else it has. House of Dracula. Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. Which, by the way, let's go out to the other room real quick. So back out here on top of the bookshelf, I have the Necronomicon Evil Dead 2. This is that version of it. I need to get the original movie, the same version. It's pretty cool. You open it up, the cover feels like skin. It's got pages in here, all different pictures, and the DVD's just here in the back. That's some nice bonus features as well, and it screams. Next up we got The Exorcist, which is the version you've never seen, which until recently was the only version I'd ever seen. I think the original cut's actually a lot better. I'll have to kind of track that one down. Frankenstein Legacy Edition. This one only has the original movie, but it's still really nicely done DVD. I got my whole Friday the 13th series coming out here, ending with Freddy vs. Jason, the remake, and His Name Was Jason. The only one of the new versions I have here is 3D, because it is in 3D. Gremlins and Gremlins 2, two childhood favorites. Then I got my full Halloween set. Hatchet and Hatchet 2. Hellraiser 1 and 2. The only ones that I really liked, the, was it Hellworld? I kind of liked in a weird way, but it's not a Hellraiser movie. Hills Run Red, awesome slasher movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Last House on the Left. Just a brutal movie, a kind of nasty movie. I wouldn't recommend it for entertainment value, but I would recommend it as horror history, I guess. My Bloody Valentine 3D. The whole Nightmare stuff, ending with the Blu-ray of the remake. Planet Terror. Poltergeist, which is about the 5th time I bought this DVD, because if you ever watched it, in the middle of the movie there's a jump cut where Carol Ann is sliding across the floor and they're talking about it, and then they're at their neighbor's house, and it's just an odd jump cut. I thought the DVD was defective. Turns out that's how the movie is. Psycho, which is also the Universal Legacy Edition, which is very nicely done. Shaun of the Dead, love that movie. The Shining. Skin Deep, which is one of my favorite bad movies. I just recently rewatched it for my horror marathon. It is still as badly awesome as I remember it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a nice steelbook version. Texas Chainsaw 2 and the remake. Trick or Treat on Blu-ray. I just watched this in my movie marathon last night. The Wolfman, the original. Not nearly as nice of a DVD as the other ones I have for Universal. Wrong Turn and Zombieland. And then I got my little figures protecting the shelf here. So that is it for my DVD collection. I know some people would say I have a bajillion DVDs. Some people probably say it's kind of a pathetic collection. I don't really care what you think. But I was kind of growing. I love going to movie stop and getting cheap DVDs. So at least at this day and age, it's not expensive to keep getting a collection like this. And there's a few that are still on my list of things I need to get. I want to complete my Universal set. I want to get, just a couple other ones that are historically important, definitely. And other, newer ones like Laid to Rest I need to get my hands on, things like that. So, that's about it for this. I'll be back probably with my Godzilla rankings pretty soon. Later.